Speaking is silver, but silence can be pure gold. Today, we will challenge the belief that those who speak more achieve more. Get ready to discover how strategic silence can be your greatest ally in the pursuit of a fulfilling and accomplished life. Strategic silence. Here, you will discover 3 serious problems caused by talking too much and 3 incredible gains from holding back. Prepare for a journey that can completely change the way you communicate and relate to the world. Imagine a room full of people talking simultaneously. Now, imagine someone who enters and, with a few well-chosen words, silences everyone. That is the power of strategic silence. It's not about staying silent, but about carefully choosing when and what to speak. Strategic silence is like a superpower in communication. It's the art of knowing when to speak and, more importantly, when not to speak. It's like a conductor leading an orchestra. The moments of silence are as important as the notes played. Think of the great leaders and communicators you admire. They probably aren't people who speak without pause, but those who choose their words carefully and with impact. They understand that silence can be a powerful tool to create anticipation, give weight to their words, and allow others to reflect on what was said. But how can we develop this superpower? Well, like any skill, it requires practice and awareness. It starts with understanding the problems that arise when we talk too much and the benefits we can reap when we strategically hold back. Remember that time you tried to explain something important and got lost in unnecessary details? It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack of words. When we talk too much, we risk burying our main message under an avalanche of irrelevant information. Think of your message as a precious diamond. The more dirt and rocks you pile on top, the harder it is to see. Strategic silence is like the polishing process, removing the excess to reveal the true beauty and value of your message. Let's do a mental exercise. Imagine you're trying to convince your boss to approve an important project. You have 2 options. Option A. You speak for 20 minutes, covering every minute detail of the project, including half-formed ideas and potential obstacles. Option B. You present the key points of the project in 5 minutes, its main benefits, and the next necessary step. Which do you think would have more impact? Option B, right? By holding back and focusing on the essentials, you allow your main message to shine without distractions. Every extra word you use diminishes the impact of the truly important words. It's like diluting a concentrated juice. The more water you add, the less flavor it has. Have you ever heard the expression walls have ears? In a hyper-connected world, talking too much can be dangerous. How many times do we see news of leaked corporate secrets or relationships ruined by thoughtless words? Imagine yourself in an important meeting. You're about to close a big deal when, excited, you let slip confidential information about your company. Suddenly, the atmosphere changes, and you realize you may have just sabotaged months of hard work. Strategic silence acts as a security filter for your words. It gives you time to think before speaking, preventing sensitive information from escaping in the heat of the moment. Think of it as a mental safe. Every time you open your mouth, you're opening this safe. The more you speak, the more chances something valuable will escape without you noticing. A classic example of this is the famous case of Gerald Ratner, CEO of a large jewelry company in the UK. In a speech, he joked that some of his products were totally useless and cheaper than an M&S shrimp sandwich. Those thoughtless words cost the company nearly £500 million in market value. The lesson? Sometimes what you don't say is just as important as what you do say. Strategic silence gives you the power to control the narrative and protect important information. Have you noticed how some people have the gift of making others yawn just by opening their mouths? Talking too much not only bores people, but can also make them lose respect for you. Compare 2 leaders. One who talks nonstop in meetings, and another who speaks little, but always with purpose. Which one do you think inspires more trust and respect in their team? The excess of words can be seen as a sign of insecurity or lack of clarity in thought. When someone talks too much, it's often because they're trying to compensate for something, be it lack of knowledge, confidence, or preparation. Think of a conversation as a tennis match. If you keep the ball all the time, no one else can play, The dialogue turns into a monologue and people lose interest. There is a concept in psychology called the less is more effect. It suggests that, in many cases, less information leads to better decisions and more positive judgments. When you speak less, you give people the chance to process what you said and form their own conclusions, which often results in a more favorable opinion of you and your ideas. Now, when you learn to hold back, every word you say gains weight. It's like turning your words into gold, rare, valuable, and desired. Think of great leaders in history, such as Mahatma Gandhi. His words had enormous impact because they were carefully chosen and rarely wasted. When Gandhi spoke, the whole world stopped to listen. Strategic silence creates an aura of mystery and wisdom around you. People naturally assign more value and pay more attention to what is rare. When you speak less, but with more purpose, people tend to value more what you say. Imagine you are in a team meeting. Everyone is giving their opinions, talking over each other. You stay silent, observing and listening. When you finally speak, offering a unique perspective no one else considered, everyone stops to listen. Your previous silence created anticipation, and your words carry more weight as a result. It's like the concept of supply and demand in economics. The rarer your words, the more valuable they become. People begin to crave your opinion, knowing when you speak, it's because you have something important to say. Credibility doesn't come from the volume of words you say, but from the value they bring. Strategic silence helps you increase that value, making each word you say more impactful and memorable. Strategic silence is not only about speaking less, but about listening more. When you allow yourself to truly listen, you gain a deeper understanding of the people and situations around you. Close your eyes for a moment and pay attention to the sounds around you. How many of them do you normally ignore? Strategic silence is like opening your ears to a world of information you were missing. When you speak less, you create space to absorb more. It's like clearing background noise in an audio recording. Suddenly, you can hear nuances and details that previously went unnoticed. Think of a conversation as a puzzle. Each person has different pieces. If you're always talking, you're only looking at your own pieces. But when you listen, you start to see how all the pieces fit together. A powerful example of this comes from the business world. Howard Schultz, CEO of Starbucks, once closed all the stores in the US for a day to retrain the baristas. Why? Because he realized, by listening intently to his customers and employees, that the company was losing its soul. This ability to listen led to a massive turnaround in Starbucks business. Strategic silence also helps you read between the lines. You start to notice not only what people say, but how they say it. You perceive body language, tone of voice, pauses, all valuable information we often miss when we're focused on speaking. Listening is not just waiting your turn to speak. It's an active skill that can transform your relationships and your understanding of the world. There is a calm and confidence that emanates from someone who knows the power of silence. It's as if they have an invisible force field of self-control and wisdom. Imagine yourself entering an important room. You don't need to say a word, but your presence is noted. People turn to you, curious to hear what you have to say. That's the power of strategic silence. Silence projects confidence because it shows you're comfortable with yourself. You don't feel the need to fill every moment with words. This conveys a sense of security and self-control that people naturally respect and admire. Think of the great leaders or public figures you admire. Chances are they are not the most talkative, but those who speak with purpose and conviction. They understand that silence can be a powerful tool to create impact and influence. A fascinating example comes from the world of politics. During the 1980 U.S. presidential debates, Ronald Reagan used silence strategically. When his opponent spoke, Reagan often responded with a simple smile and a nod, conveying confidence without saying a word. This tactic helped solidify his image as a strong and confident leader. Strategic silence also gives you time to think and respond more effectively. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can consider your words carefully. This not only improves the quality of what you say, but also projects an image of thoughtfulness and maturity. Strategic silence is not just about speaking less. It's about communicating better. It's a powerful tool for achieving success, cultivating peace of mind, and living a more fulfilling and emotionally balanced life. Remember, sometimes what you don't say is just as important as what you do say. If this video resonated with you, leave your like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content that will help you unlock your true potential. See you next time.